The Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line has been, let's just say, not good for 3.5, 4 years, as I mentioned before. But the Steelers offensive line is also rebuilt. And for them to go where they want to go, especially in an Arthur Smith offense, yeah, I think the offensive line has got to be something that gets better and is better. And I believe that it will be better. And here's the reasons why. Number one, the tackles. Broderick Smith, starter from, should have been a starter last year from day one, but he'll be a starter from day one this year. Whether it's left tackle or right tackle, I kind of think Broderick goes to left and Troy Fatanu goes to right. We'll see how that all works out. But we've heard from Broderick Jones. He said he doesn't care. He'll play wherever. Just line me up, I'll play. And that's the kind of attitude that I want. I think he's kind of thinking, you know what? Right tackle these days is just as important as left tackle because the pass rushers, think TJ Watt. Where does he rush from on offense? On the right hand side. Well, who's a better pass rusher than TJ Watt? Yeah, not many people, if anybody. So, yeah, right tackle these days, even though it's not necessarily the blind side, still just as important. Just as important. So I think the tackles are going to be better. Again, Dan Moore Jr. would make an outstanding swing tackle if that's what is in the cards for him, which I believe it is. Like I said, I don't think Pittsburgh should move off of him at all. Keep him here. Let him be the swing guy, and we move forward from there. But the tackles will definitely be better this season than what they were last season. Then we got at the center position. Oh, my goodness. Look, I get it, Steeler fans. Mason Cole, God bless him. He tried as hard as he possibly could, but it just wasn't good enough. Zack Frazier stepping in and be the starter from day one. Yes. Yes. And the one thing that he will do is he will be able to fight and not give so much ground in the run game and in the pass game. How many times last year did we see Mason Cole get driven 3, 4, 5 yards in the backfield on run plays, inside, outside zones, just get dominated at the point of attack? We saw that so many times last year. I don't think that's going to happen with Zack Frazier. He's a fighter. He has outstanding punch with his hands initially at the point of attack, and he's got outstanding footwork. So he's not going to be able or be one of those guys that's just going to get pushed in the backfield or anything like that. I believe Zack Frazier is a center that's going to be in Pittsburgh for a long time and may, don't quote me, he might be one of those centers that embody what a Pittsburgh center position. Look, there's no question. The Steelers have Mike Webster, Dermontti Dawson, Pouncey. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, we have great centers that have come through Pittsburgh. I believe Zack Frazier might be the very next one. Let's move on here. As far as inside on the offensive line, James Daniels and Isaac Siamala, they got to continue to be dominant. There were times last year when they were, but they have to continue that. Part of that is their pass protection up front and the run game up front in the middle. Regardless of whether it's Justin Fields, regardless of whether it's Russell Wilson, whoever the quarterback is, they need that up the middle pass protection. And these guys can do that. Again, there were times last year when both of these guys were dominant. They got to step their game up even more this year. And I believe they will be helped. And we'll get into a little bit of that here in a quick second. But I believe both of these guys are going to be very, very good at the point of attack again and be able to do some different things that maybe they weren't asked to do last year based on, let's call it, lack of imagination, which that's exactly what we're going to talk about right now. More outside zone runs, more schemes, make things more difficult for a defense to recognize by using some imagination. Lord have mercy. How many times last year, Steelers, did we line up in a 2 tight end set, motion one tight end to the other side, to the strong side, and then run a toss sweep? We all knew it was coming. Oh, or an outside zone. We knew it was coming. Lord have mercy, do we need to mix some of this stuff up? Outside zones, 2 back, just run, as you see in the diagrams. There's so many different things that you can do. We did none of that under a Matt Canada offense. It was disgusting. Ugh. Well, we got to mix some of that up. And these guys can do it. This offensive line as a whole can do it. They're going to be more athletic, they're going to be more powerful. So the more that the offensive coordinator can help them with disguising some of the plays and coming up with not necessarily trick plays, but just tricking a defense and not be so susceptible to what we're trying to do. Just understand that, hey man, we don't can't have these crazy tendencies on down and distance. Let's think a little bit out here. Let's make the defense work a little bit. Let's not make it so easy for them. This offensive line can do that. Athletic, powerful. Mix it up. I think the Steelers are going to be just fine. I think they're going to be just fine.